fellow babies, and welcome to a 42 show, where we're starting out by asking what I think is an interesting question anyway. Automotive journalism and online, magazines and stuff versus vloggers and influencers and whatnot. Has the traditional media lost the war and everything gone to the streamer and the YouTuber, or not? Dunk has some interesting insights on this for us tonight.
Yeah. Stop Gear. Yes, the BBC's flagship car show Top Gear will not return for the foreseeable future after presenter Andrew Freddie Flintoff was hurt in a crash while filming last year. In a statement, the BBC said it had decided to rest the UK show. The presenter was injured in December at Top Gear's test track in Dunsfold Park Aerodrome in Surrey, near me actually. The 34th series was subsequently halted, and the BBC apologised to the former England cricketer. BBC has added it.
They almost killed Richard Hammond a couple of times during the Clarkson era. Here's the dragster that almost killed him. I'm surprised,
They should try harder. The BBC added it remains committed to killing off all its presenters. The three that are part of it now, have been at the heart of the show Renaissance since 2000. Not Renaissance, I like that.
Yeah.
Since 2000. It's just basically dragged it back out of the dirt again after getting rid of the proper team. We know resting the show will be disappointing for the news for the fans, but it's the right thing to do. Yeah, it's what I actually do with like a dead horse, put a curtain around it and put a bullet in it.
Yeah. They didn't want to announce it was being turned into glue, but there you have it, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we also got some other bad news because, tonight, I'm afraid to say, is my last Shills show. Yes, you heard it here first. This is the last Shills show I will be doing for the foreseeable future. I too am having a curtain put around me, and Dick is putting a bullet to my head.
Yeah, I've got some posters that need to be hung. I needed some glue, so out goes another horse.
But we got some further news. Following on from the Top Gear news, the last tour. Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard Hammond have filmed their last episode of the motoring show, The Grand Tour, after 7 years on Amazon Prime. Clarkson, May and Hammond have turned to filming in Zimbabwe with a special set to be shown next year. But on the cancelling of Top Gear, May said, my honest view is, and I can say this now, it does need a bit of a rethink. It's time for a new format and a new approach to the subject, because the subject has not been this interesting, I suspect, since the car was been invented. But here we go. Here's the further news. The BBC understands options are being explored for a new incarnation of the show. So potentially they'll be bringing it back with May, Hammond and Clarkson. And then in further good news, I've got a piece of paper here from the producers. It says Dunk will return next week on Thursday. Yes, they're bringing me back.
Yeah.
God, that's the shortest cancellation I've ever known.
Yeah. Only canceled for a few days just because the producers looked at the content we had coming up and decided that you were probably going to get canceled anyway. We might as well send you on vacation.
Yeah, I think what it was, they read the chat. Everyone was crying. Yeah, not many of you, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Come on now. So DMCA takedowns, Digital Millennium Copyright Acts, they happen a lot on YouTube. It's when you use somebody else's content without having permission and stuff, and you can give them a copyright strike and so on. It gets really ugly. There's a lot of recent examples we could cite, but we're not going to. But there is a web browser on the Google Play Store that has been continuously taken down from the Google Play Store due to the DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. The problem is it's called Downloader. And it's
Right.
not just so you can look at a website, but you could download it as well. And so now DMCA copyright takedown notices are very much based on you stole my copyright. Well, these guys were just blocked from the Google Play Store for well over a month because Mark Scan, on behalf of Warner Brothers, filed a DMCA takedown, and in the field where you're supposed to put what copyrighted content this person stole, what did they put? Right there in orange, warnerbrothers.com.
Right.
So in other words, you have a web browser that can download websites so that people can read them offline. Therefore, you've stolen my content. But it's a public website. They're just going to read it without an internet connection. What's the, and
That's strange.
yeah, and Google keeps letting this happen, but upon further, reflection, finally backsteers and lets the app go back up. But it keeps happening. And, we can contest to this because around here, this happens to us all the time. From our debunking days, we have videos that are still being taken down due to the fact that we were promoting bad health practices and misinformation. But what we were actually doing is debunking the video of an anti-vaxxer. But we're the ones that get in trouble.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. So AI to the rescue. It will be the breath that humanity needs. Oh, yeah, maybe not. No, it's just, yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah, so we're loving that. That's great. Let's see here.
What it needs is a bit of recycling thought, I guess.
Oh, and look at that mess.
Yes, that's the Warner Brothers website being recycled into
That's
another
what
website.
it looks like when it's saved as a compressed file.
No, this is all about a new plastic munching enzyme. In 2010, researcher Sintawiz Suleiman had just
Say that 3 times.
Yeah, probably Suleiman, probably saying it wrong anyway. Just started her first lab job at the University of Osaka in Japan. She was experimenting with an enzyme that her colleagues had discovered in a pile of rotting leaves in the park next to the university.
That's a Friday night out with your friends. Oh my God, look, I think I found an enzyme.
I know who to give that to. Anyway,
Somebody give me a sample kit. I don't care about alcohol consumption.
Let's party. But the enzyme microbes basically break down the waxy coating on leaves. She cut up some plastic packaging from a pair of headphones and left the shards in water overnight with some samples of the enzyme. And in the morning, the plastic had some holes and some breakdown, not mental breakdown, just like physical breakdown. Professor Alain Marty and his team have been tweaking the enzyme, which has a demonstration plant in Clermont-Ferrand in central France, which looks a bit like a microbrewery with large cylinder reactors and shit like that. And it's just basically processing PET plastics. Basically, polyester-rich clothing that they've chopped into like small pieces, and it's breaking down the polymers into monomers pellets so they can be recycled.
I'm just, I'm trying to follow along, but
it's interesting. I mean, the thing was, the story's like headed up with, how we're going to handle all the plastics in the ocean. I was thinking, they're just gonna get an enzyme and just chuck it into the ocean, and it's just gonna munch through everything in ships and whatever.
I have an awesome way to deal with.
Hello?
What the fuck? Yeah, okay, we're back. I have an awesome way of dealing with all the plastic in the ocean. You take all of the CEOs from all of the really polluting plastic companies, like the ones that put the micro beads and personal care products and all that, and you put them on a boat and you take them out to the big garbage patch in the middle of the Pacific and you toss their fucking punk asses in and say, clean that shit up, bitch.
Yeah, you give him a bin bag and one of those like picky uppy stick things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
Don't come back till it's done.
Yeah. And quick reminder here, we got a couple in a row. Old Gmail accounts are about to be deleted tomorrow on Friday. So if you've got an old sock account and you used it to sub some weird idiots on YouTube and stuff because you like making fun of them, remember to go back and log in and make that account used again. Otherwise, it's going to be deleted. And that could suck for some people, especially if you have incriminating evidence against a moron or something. I don't know what you're up to, but
yeah, I was reading up about this, and apparently that there are a lot of people who have like created stock accounts and then just like forgot what their password is and never used it again. So there must be millions of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and each one of them is a data registry and a database, yada yada, blah blah. Yeah. But keeping on with Google here just for a minute, the federal government in Canada has reached a deal with Google on the new Online News Act. So Canada decided that Google News's free use of everybody else's hard-earned work and effort and stuff in collecting and, making sure we have the news shouldn't just be stealable by Google News, just aggregating it and putting it in a platform that everybody goes to instead. And Google didn't like being excluded from Canada for news. And at first they were like, well, screw you. You can't just force us. And, but they have backed down. And now Google will be contributing $100 million a year to payments towards Canadian news organizations that generate the news that they use for free and make it look like they're doing something for the world. So I hope other companies get on this, because a lot of people just go to Google News and read and go, yep, I got it all. Well, they haven't done a goddamn thing. It's not like I'm doing much either. We're doing kind of the same thing, but we're not just delivering the news the way you read it. There's opinion and whatnot in it. And that to me is the difference, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But the thing is, I did actually check earlier today. There is actually no news coming out of Canada.
Not at all.
Yeah, if you go to Canada News, it just says there's nothing happened today in Canada.
Yeah,
so,
20,000 couples fucked in an igloo. News to follow.
Oh, yes, and you're in the middle of them.
Oh yeah, always. Right there. Now, do you want to see something shocking? This is somebody who completely shaped music and you have no idea.
Yeah, the Pogues no more. The Pogues frontman Shane MacGowan has died at the age of 65. Don't tell Ozzy Osbourne, for Christ's sake. Following a recent hospital stay after being diagnosed with encephalitis. Isn't that? I'm sure that's a sexual transmitted disease.
I think it's a lyric in a Monty Python song, but
yeah. He hasn't been well for some time. Well, to be honest with you, I don't think he's ever looked well, even when he was young. But it was, unfortunately, he was well documented problems with drugs and alcohol. And his wife, Victoria May Clark, wrote, "Shane has gone to be with Jesus and Mary and his beautiful mother, Therese." Are you sure about that?
It sounds like he joined a cult. What the hell?
Yeah. Are you sure he's gone in that direction? Yeah. Check up on that one first. I'm not too sure what the drugs policy and drugs and alcohol policy is at the gates of heaven.
All's forgiven. All's forgiven.
Yeah. Where's all the coke?
Yeah.
But he formed the Irish punk band Pogue Mahone, which was later shortened to the Pogues in 1982, and released 7 studio albums. And unfortunately for me, he mostly gets remembered for that fucking awful Christmas song.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for the life of me, I can't remember what it was called now. Can't think of what it.
Yeah.
Christmas has come now. We'll hear it a million times.
Yeah.
Oh, probably even more now. It'll probably be number one.
Since you brought it up, I'm singing the Ramones. Father Christmas.
Yeah, but well, there you go. Bye bye, Shane.
Yeah, Sad loss there,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I do model my teeth on his design, though.
Our little clock counting down on the screen is wrong because of that scene switch there a minute ago. Yeah, we have to watch
no
that.
idea.
Yeah. So, have you ever gone into a store and thought to yourself, that looks really cool and I would love to try it, but unfortunately I'm allergic to sharing sweat with strangers? Well, you're not alone. And this is a problem with Meta, Facebook's Meta, and their new VR headsets. Nobody in stores wants to try them because that's disgusting.
Well, have you tried our chess set?
Yeah. Right?
Just pop this into your anus.
Yeah. Yeah, but look at it, right? Like, can you imagine going into a store and it's kind of like, grade 1, grade 2 music class, and you pull your recorder, that plastic thing out of the sanitizer fluid and put it to your lips, and it tastes like one of those things you used to sniff to get stoned in school. You know what I mean? That they're not doing this. They're just letting them air dry, right?
Yeah. Because, my son used to do a lot with his VR stuff, and my God, did he come off it all sweaty.
Exactly, And imagine if the person that put said headset on had just come from the bathroom, maybe, they were in there too long and they weren't just lingering, and, you wouldn't want to then have to put the headset on of someone that had their own seed on their hands and then experience their face sweat as it mingles with yours to become, some kind of banquet of sweat. That's just
new enzymes.
Yeah,
Look, I found into this headset.
Yeah, biologists will be looking for the creation of a new life form. You got to be careful, right? It's just disgusting thought.
See, David K in the chat says face condoms. That's what's going to happen. They're going to have kind of like a pullover sheath that you put on your face first before you put the VR set on.
Yeah.
Be like those sheets you put on toilet seats.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I don't like the idea of sharing that. So,
well, talk about sharing stuff. The next story you probably wouldn't want to share either.
No.
A woman has been left fuming after a SWAT team officers seized her beloved dildo during a drugs bust, leaving her unable to, quote, bust a nut. Officers started searching through Ariella Messina's backpack while they were carrying out a search warrant, and they discovered a blue vibrator. And as the officers were pulling out the sex toy at the backpack, the 27-year-old begged them not to confiscate it. "Don't take my dildo," she asked the officers from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Sorry, I got tears in my eyes reading it. I can't read my writing now. According to the arrest report obtained by the Smoking Gun, the backpack also contained a crystal-like substance inside a plastic baggie. More headlines.
His name is Elvis, and he'll be lost without me.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, horrible woman. Cops identified the backpack as belonging to Messina because it contained her driver's license and a necklace. They probably just misidentified her anal beads. Nice necklace you got. Don't put it on. So she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance without prescription. But it appears she was more concerned about the loss of her sex toy than the charges. Taking to her Instagram account to vent about her frustrations, Messina wrote, "I miss my damn vibrator. Why is that seized? You guys really know how to make a human feel like shit. Great job. Thanks so much."
Wow. That's I don't know who I feel more sorry for, her or the sex toy at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's thinking, God, I'll get a rest. Get some time off. Put me away.
Yeah.
Put me in a little baggie on the evidence shelf.
Have you ever heard a piece of electronics cry to not have another set of batteries inserted?
Yeah. It's the only sex toy that shouts rape. It's not consensual.
Yeah. Now, I got a couple on Meta here. So, Meta is suing the FTC, and they're hoping to block a ban on monetizing kids' Facebook data.
Oh, God.
Right? They think that they have a right to monetize the data of your children. And the reason being is if they start now, they can grow such an unbelievable platform of that person, right? Profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes more valuable then, right? And so Meta is literally taking the FTC to court to try to block a ban on protecting children's privacy. I kid you not.
That's insane.
This is Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook. This is Meta, right? This is Instagram. This is Meta. That's horrific in my view of the world, right? And there's another thing going on in the EU as it pertains to Meta. Meta's overpriced ad-free subscriptions make privacy a luxury good, an EU suit is alleging. And what Meta's done is they're starting to do this thing where they have a pricing tier and the free levels of the apps. And to use the free levels of the apps, you're basically saying you have a right to all of my information and can do whatever you want with it. Just let me use your app for free. But if you're on a paid tier, then you have the option of going in and turning it off. Yeah. So again, Zuckerberg for the win. He's there for you. He doesn't care about, stock market pricing and everything. He's only there for the user. Remember who he is.
Yes, and he's actually standing outside your bedroom window, staring in, taking notes.
Oh yeah,
just making sure you know what you're doing.
I wouldn't doubt they're about to bring out a router that uses Wi-Fi signals to map your room so they know where you are, just because they could dive deeper into your crap and whatnot. But yeah,
I've actually heard that Santa Claus this year is actually going to Bezos to find out who has been naughty or nice, because it's easier. It's easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just pays for a list now.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't. He doesn't get a list. He just gets a document every now and then. Spreadsheet.
Yeah, but he has to agree to a sponsorship. So you can expect an Amazon ad under your tree this year too. So Team UK.
Yeah, you want rubbish sports? Well, we're the best at rubbish sports. Britain came out top when 21 teams from around the world gathered in Tokyo this week to collect their litter in the inaugural Spogomi, the World Cup, an initiative aimed at raising awareness of environmental issues. The teams of 3 from countries as far afield as Australia and Brazil scoured the streets of where? Forget it. Somewhere in
Wales.
Yeah, for 90 minutes, over 2 sessions, looking for waste and then sorting what they had found into appropriate categories. Britain's team, the North Will Rise Again, beat the host Japanese trio into second place by earning 9,046.1 points for collecting 57.27 kilograms of rubbish.
There must be a correlation there somewhere that I don't get, but yeah.
I don't know how you get points. You got fag end. That's 0.1 point.
Yeah, it's a TMI equation similar to South Park, I'm sure.
They were saying it's actually It's actually quite difficult in Tokyo because the Japanese are so, clean to go and find rubbish. But just come to UK, you can just do that outside.
We grabbed some old ladies
and
we grabbed some old ladies by the ankles and shook them upside down, and we found some rubbish. That's just, yeah.
So
Interesting.
you've got a super chat. You got a super chat there, Dick.
Yeah. Tridents Against Tyrants, Secular Sekai's new channel. A great channel to be checking out as well. We'll see if we can get the link in the chat. I bet we can, but it might take 30 seconds or something.
Yeah. We'll leave it to the magicians.
Yeah, and there was a $5 super chat with a cool little fox guy doing a little writing thing, but because of my eyesight and stuff, all I can see is it says 1. Does it say like you're the one or something? Can anybody
translate?
Yeah, I here, I can do this part. I can do that. I'm pretty good at that. And DMC threw in a couple of dollar super chat in for none other than go. Thank you, DMC. I like that. Where am I supposed to go now? Let's see here. We should do Muskwatch 2023. So, Elon Musk, that guy that never does anything controversial and just always, stays the course for humanity. Well, turns out that anti-Semitism controversy, what does he say? Don't advertise. Go yourself. Are you kidding me? That's his response. You know what? If you don't like my absolute dickless, heartless, brainless, I'm just an absolute twit who lucked out in the world attitude towards seriously persecuted in the world people, don't advertise. I don't care. I've already lost so much goddamn money buying this stupid platform. I'm prepared to lose it all. Like, it just gets worse. So
I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind about Elon. I think I'm starting to like him again.
But yeah, if you want to watch the continuing saga of Elon Musk and his entire fortune circling the bowl that is the black hole of his own fucking mouth's toilet, stick around because we'll have the stories for sure.
Oh dear.
Oh, he's hilarious. Oh, we should throw out. There we go. Google has done something good for a change. They're warning that China is ramping up cyber attacks against Taiwan. But if you go through this article, it's not just Taiwan. They start talking about how they're tracking a huge amount of internal groups from China that are hacking everything in sight. They're going after Taiwan is a big target, but they're also going at the U.S. places, FBI, CIA. They're going at Canadian, Australian, European, and all kinds of targets. And they're going full on crazy. Google has a couple of engineering centers in Europe that have started to really detect the traffic as well. So we are going to be in a situation coming up where you might hear of China flying a few planes and pissing people off and stuff and go, ooh, that sucks. They're being absolute so bad in the background that, we can't help but, acknowledge it and start looking at it a bit more. We're coming short on time here, Dunk. Where do you want to go, dude?
Should we go straight to the Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Here's a face we can all agree that just looks like a pumpkin that needs to be kicked.
Yeah, grotty little man. It's official. Joe Rogan's brand of inane misinformation has taken over the UK. As announced by Spotify today, Rogan's podcast, The Rogan Experience, has retained its number one wanking in the global charts. Chief amongst his scandals is his podcast platforming of anti-COVID, or should I say COVID anti-vax.
Watch what you say. We get picked on a lot around here.
Yeah. So he is very, very much with the anti-conspiracy theorists. Prompted a boycott of Spotify by artists such as Joni Mitchell and Neil Young, and me, because I don't use it. No. His penchant for allowing misinformation to air unchallenged goes back years. Critics have branded Rogan everything from an idiot to a danger to society. Last year, a group of more than 150 scientists, doctors, and healthcare professionals described Rogan as an enormous threat to public health.
He's like Kermit the Frog on methamphetamine, like day 5 being awake, just sucking on the pipe, going, you know what? I know where the aliens are, man. You know? It's just unbelievable.
That was great, though. When you got angry, then you shoot the desk and the camera whopped around.
Yeah,
the
camera
perfect.
finally.
Yeah. You should do that more often.
Yeah.
It's
that
like
was
a built-in
meant
feature.
effect. Yeah. I actually hit a button for that. It wasn't me. But at that point, I think we have to say goodnight to everybody. Hit the button and all the thank yous and whatnot in the credits.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Jesus Christ. See you soon, fellow babies. All right, and a huge thanks to CF Beauty, who's always in the background running everything for us and whatnot, like from the research team to the mod team and so on and whatnot. And we got CF Beauty in the chat right now as Shayna Caldwell was running the live chat for us. BME on the mod team as well. And
others.
I don't really know what to say here now. You say something because I'll fuck it up.
Yeah, thanks everybody for all the super chats and all your donations and stuff, because it really helps to keep the channel running and all that sort of lovely stuff. And, you know, all our channel members, you know, you can become a channel member and all that stuff. But mainly, make sure you like and definitely share the video out, because we want to get other people to come over here and see all this crap. And so while I'm away next week, make sure you look after Dick Dawson for me, because you know he's very shy and he's not very good with social anxieties and stuff like that. So be nice to him. Be nice to him.
See y'all soon, fellow babies. Remember, that share button is a huge one. It does help the channel a lot. We'll see y'all very soon. And, you know, thanks for the shits and giggles. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Stay chilly.
Yeah, good point. Good night.